Hi, my name is Sam Price, the Crypto Lifer, and I've been doing technical analysis for over 10 years incessantly. And I go over so many markets. I've gone over the Dow Jones, gold, silver. Today I'm going to give you a macro analysis of the whole market. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin dominance, Tether dominance, the DXY, gold, silver, the NASDAQ futures, the S&P futures, and more. Jump on in with me right now as we break down the macro look of the markets on a larger scale. You can see it so you're not caught up in the small time frames. And every single Friday you come here for your big picture idea. Let's check it out. Let's have some fun right here for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin. And first thing we're going to look at is Bitcoin on the monthly. First thing I want to show you is a trend. A trend is your friend. A trend is a low, a high, a higher low. What is a higher low defined as? It's a tweezer bottom or top. It's when a red candle and a green candle meet together. And when that candle closes, this candle opens, and you'll see they meet. We call that the bottom. We call that a top. Mainly that. Those are going to be bottoms and tops. So you can see Bitcoin had a low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, and a higher low. On the monthly, it is in an uptrend. Yes, the higher highs are slightly less than before. You can see a slowdown, but at the same time, it's still technically in an uptrend on the monthly. Now, I guess there's arguments right now that the weekly is not the case because this was a low here, and you have broken this. But some could say that was a mini low. This was the macro low, and we didn't break the macro low on the weekly as well. So there's some controversy there. I think the bigger time frames have more stake. Like if I see something on the 5, but the 1 hour looks bearish, I'm going to listen to the 1 hour. If I see something on the weekly, but the monthly looks bearish, I think I should listen to the monthly. And right now, the monthly is showing a higher low. So even though it's somewhat controversial, I'm still taking the monthly for what it says, and that's a higher low in uptrend, meaning we should break these highs and create a tweezer top somewhere up in here. A green candle should close next to a red one, above these wicks, and definitely above where these candles close at 115,000. Another thing that I teach my students and anyone that watches me is swing up to swing up on price action, and then we have swing down to swing down on the RSI. This tells me that we have what's called hidden bullish divergence. It's a divergence that most people can't see. That's why they call it hidden. And what it means is you're likely going to break these highs here before you break these lows. And there's like a 90% chance you're going to break the highs. I've gone over this many times publicly. I did it for Aave. I did it for Bitcoin. When we had come back to that key level after the first $69,000 drop, I was able to see that we were making a hidden bullish and would jump. Anyway, the point is I've done this before. It's played out many times, and it's a very strong indicator. So right now, it's I got to show it to you, and it's telling us 90% chance we break this high before we break this low. And most people will be in complete denial when it happens. That's why they call it hidden bullish divergence. The entire market is usually caught off guard. But I use hidden bullish, so I'm in the minority. I use it all the time. I love it. I won't get caught off guard. It's going to be my actual buy signal. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll get lucky and be able to contrarianly trade the market, which I'm hoping for. So stick with me. When everyone gets wrecked, we should be able to count some gains. So go to CryptoLifer.com if you want to find out more. So here we have a swing up, a swing up. The only thing about the 2-week chart is it could be in a bear flag, no? So it's really imperative that in the end of this 2-week close, which is in 9 days, this thing closes like a monster green up to the 21. If it keeps staying inside this channel, then we have to assume that the 2-week chart could be dumping on us. And then this could be a bear flag. So even though I'm showing you, I should show you a macro signal, it's still not perfect here. We go to the weekly and you could say, well, there's the broken low and the next thing is a lower high. There's an Adam and Eve there kind of backwards. There's a double top. There's bearish divergence. Like you have everything. At the same time, look at the previous resistance here has not been broken at 86.5. And it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, basically 6 going on 7 weeks now. We can't seem to break that level. However, this weekly candle closes red like that. That's not amazing. We've got a little over 48 hours till Sunday night when this candle will close. And if that closes red like that, I don't know. That's a tweezer top to me. That's somewhat bearish. I'd like to see this pull up and at least close the green candle, get the move. Look, there's a nice gap here in the VRVP. We've kind of double bottomed on the weekly, right? Look at this. It looks to me like a double bottom. See it? That wants to break back to the upside. So again, that's a win for the bulls. And when I do macro analysis, I'm kind of grabbing information, seeing which thing sticks the most, right? Right now, the 5-day, a tweezer bottom. Again, that closes on Saturday night. Looks like tomorrow night. I'd like to see that close green. Otherwise, we have to assume that we could be going down to that $61,000 level. And then here we are on the daily. The daily is fighting supportive resistance so strong. So right here, you had resistance, you fell through, you bounced. You fell through, you got resistance, you came up, now you're bouncing. And this is what I talked about. We need to see the daily bounce here. It's really important that it bounces and either breaks out, creates a channel, and we want to see that the daily never closes below 88,850. That's going to be, it's like, if it closes below 88.5, I mean, that's going to be its line in the sand. Right now, it's attempting to put in a tweezer bottom today, which is a bullish sign if they can close, but it's very indecisive, right? And I'll give you the 4-hour last but not least, even though we're really macro. I want you to really focus on that monthly. And so my idea behind this is, that this 4-hour could make this cup and handle, and we could be up at about 99,000 pretty fast. And now our next resistance is going to be at about 100K if we get this launch. We just have to break through 94,005. It's been a very hard area. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Once we break through 94.5, huge move. So risky idea is to long the bigger time frames, like the 3-day like you put it long here with a stop below 86.1, or you wait for us to get above 94.5 to take out a bigger long. That's your top-down analysis for Bitcoin. We still could be making a bear flag. Let's see if this 4-hour and this daily can clean us up and get this pump back up to at least 94. We break 94, then 100K is coming. And if 100K comes, then it's saying that we're V-shape recovering from here back up to here. Look, it might even be a shoulder head. We might just have this little right shoulder to be made right here, and then we're on our way back up, and we could even go to all-time highs. So what's my last call on this? Like, if everyone's bullish or bearish, I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I believe over time they're going to continue to print money. The dollar will lose value, and gold and Bitcoin and gold and all these scarce assets will continue to rise. I truly believe that. As far as the TA goes, I'm leaning that we're going to reverse here, but I still see that we could be in the treachery of bear flag. We've got to break 94.5. But the path is so close to a big move back up. And the fact that we're above this high volume node, and look, you can see this gap here all the way to 111,000. I mean, I'm not going to be surprised if I see us rip up to 111,000. It's going to make sense to me, right? I'm not surprised if they bear flag it. I'm leaning a little more that we're going to rip to the upside. I really am. I feel the probabilities and the hidden bullish divergence are telling me we're likely going to move up and down. But, only time will tell. That's my macro analysis for Bitcoin. I thought it was pretty spot on. It even gave me a lot of insight. We take a look at Bitcoin dominance, and people just want to know, like, is Bitcoin dominance going to rip or dip? Is it giving the altcoins a chance, or is Bitcoin going to come back with a vengeance? I'll tell you, ever since Bitcoin really took that high, altcoins have been fighting for a little bit of a move back. Have to be honest, this looks like a head and shoulder. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, a little bit. This could give some love to the altcoins. Okay, Bitcoin dominance drops for only a few reasons. However, if Bitcoin rips and comes back to the upside, you'd think it would come back up here at least, then give the altcoins this run. So it makes more sense that the dominance would run up, get tight, and only get tighter over time. But this, if we're getting alt season, we're going to get this run up. It is looking like we're going to get some alt action. So Bitcoin dominance is suggesting that we're going to get some alt season. And it's bearish on the weekly, ready to push down. Now, Tether dominance is the question. When Bitcoin dominance loses its dominance, either money's flowing into Tether or flowing into the altcoins. If Tether's also going up, people are selling alts and Bitcoin, no good. But if Tether dominance is dumping as well as Bitcoin dominance, it means people are selling Bitcoin and Tether for altcoins. So Tether, let's look at it. I mean, Tether dominance isn't amazing right now. I have to be honest. It's above its 200 moving average. Let's do another top down. I've done this many times. You can see I'm probably going to end there again. But so it was starting to build the descending triangle, which was pretty bearish. And we would have liked to have seen it move down from there. Yeah, I have to say that's the trend line. And then it's back above its 200 moving. It's 200 on the weekly, but it's very overbought. We really need to see it slip back below, but it looks like it may not. I don't know. This is kind of, that's a little sketchy. If Tether dominance goes on a run like this, that's going to be a dump for Bitcoin. So this tells me to be careful. Tether dominance is telling me to be careful. Look, it's got a W. That has a measured move. So I was hoping Tether dominance would look a lot more bearish, especially on the weekly. So Thing is, maybe we get a push. We really want to see this right shoulder on the 3-day and this dump down. I'm going to be watching Tether on the 3-day. It's going to give me a lot of information. A little bit of a bounce. I really want to see that right shoulder. It could end up doing the opposite and making an inverted and breaking out. Tether dominance is telling me to be wary. You know, I was a little more bullish on Bitcoin until I saw Tether dominance. That tells me to be sketched out and not to be overly bullish here. Some signs of weakness. It just is. I hate to be that guy. So, you know, it is what it is. Let's take a look at the DXY. I like the DXY after Tether dominance because they're not exactly correlated, but they're somewhat closely together. First thing you want to do is look at like the weekly chart. I can see we got support or resistance flip here. Like we bounce. We lost it. We resisted it. And we kind of have this trend line now, which makes to me like a kind of a descending triangle, eh? Or a symmetrical. Not the best. You know, if the dollar starts to move back up, which it's been struggling. The dollar starts to move back up. I mean, Trump's doing some things to strengthen the dollar a little bit too. And I think when you get all that oil, right? And now goods are cheaper. It lowers inflation a little bit. Not too bad without the dollar losing value. So the dollar could go up and we could still get, you know, a balance, just a slight balance in inflation. I'd still like to see the dollar overall lose most of its value. At the end of the day, and I love America. It's weird to say that, but, and then we replace it with the right things at the right time. But I still see this make it a bear flag for the DXY and a right shoulder here. People don't want to be in the dollar right now. It doesn't make sense. Looks like the dollar could head back down to 90. So I'm still seeing weakness in the dollar. Just looks like some sideways action before it makes a bigger move to the downside on that DXY. That's what I see there on the DXY. I like to look at gold and silver. I have them up. I've been kind of pushing them, talking about them the last few days and looking at their charts. I see gold going on a parabolic run. It does have a little bear div there, you know, so don't be surprised. But the weekly is setting to be oversold. The 3 days oversold, kind of curving up. See that? It does have a bearish div, but I feel like that was the bearish div. It already kind of dipped. And even the daily looks like it could make a move. So, again, stay on your toes. Like this has a stop loss below 4,390. But gold looks like it could go parabolic. And I wouldn't be surprised if it does and goes on a massive run up to 57.71. Silver will obviously follow gold. It will do the same thing. Not exactly, but most likely, you know. And you'll see them pump together. Silver's just more in the flag that gold is in a few weeks back. Like, look at this beautiful flag on silver. I bought the bottom right now. I am up in a silver trade. It's not amazing. It's on MEXC. It's up 299, 14%. We'll see where that goes. But it's one of the second or third time I've ever traded silver using Tether. So this is pretty cool. The 12-hour looks like it could bounce. The 8-hour looks great. Silver looks like it's about to go on a tear to 101. But hey, maybe I'm wrong and we get stopped out. But silver looks pretty dang good. Let's take a look at the S&P futures, which I'm also very bullish on because I see the dollar kind of slipping around and losing that value. And this is also in a rising wedge. So you can see gold's in a rising wedge. S&P futures in a rising wedge, right? The dollar kind of sideways. This looks like we're about to go on a massive run and another leg up. And again, like I'm showing you, we just keep making these flags. And this flag's just a little more vertical than the other ones, but it's technically like still a bit of an ascending triangle. I would long the S&P right now with a stop below 684 and take that puppy to 74. It will take some time. We're hitting an all-time high right now as we speak for 7,000, right? That's an all-time high for the S&P as we speak. About or just clipping that wick, but we're basically at an all-time high for the S&P right now. Let's go, baby. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. I see the same thing happening for the NASDAQ. After that blow off top, we may have some pullback. NASDAQ's in the same thing. I see it right here. Entry right now. Stop loss could be anywhere right there below that wick in the 200 moving average at 25684, and we're going to 29, right? This isn't at an all-time high like the S&P, but it's getting ready. I see the NASDAQ about to break out too as well for a massive, massive move. One thing actually I want to add too is total, the entire market cap of all the cryptocurrencies, and total 3, which is the entire market cap of all the altcoins. So hold on. This looks interesting to me. The weekly came up, dump. It's in a higher low. It looks like it's in a bigger channel. It's almost like it's in a giant Livermore cylinder. Come back up. Does it come down one more time, or does it kind of do this right there? Either way, this looks somewhat bullish to me. We're very oversold on the weekly. I'm expecting a bounce back up. The MACD, it's taken a long, long time. The weekly got overbought in July. It's taken us 6-7 months to really, truly reset this entire cycle. That's how long it takes. We've been slowly putting the bottom. The weekly put in a tweezer bottom with a bullish engulfing candle. I don't see how that doesn't reverse price. So, I'm leaning for a pump here, too, on the macro for the total market cap. It just looks good. I want to see a more bullish close Sunday night, though. Nice green candle to, basically add to this one. And then we got to move back to the upside here out of this V-shaped recovery. It looks good. Let's take a look at total 3. The entire market cap of all the altcoins. And that, I got the green arrow, the curve stochastics. Again, it's not guaranteed. We still have that possible bear flag for Bitcoin. It's back and forth. I get it. But, man, it's just make this flag, get ready to pump, cup and handle, retest the key level, and then let's get out of here and bounce. The second we get back above 905 billion, even like 909, I just feel like we'll retest it and we're going to have to come at least to 1 trillion again. That's going to change the sentiment of the altcoin market. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Come back every single Friday to watch this video and get a handle over what the bigger picture is showing you, so you don't get caught up in your emotions trading the smaller time frames. I love you, I appreciate you, and I thank you so much for being a part of YouTube and the whole crypto generation and trading in general. If you want to know more about me, go to CryptoLifer.com. Go to @CryptoLifer33. My name is Sam Price, the Crypto Lifer. Thank you so much. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life.